Howdy everybody, it's the Soda Jerk with thesodajerk.net with, well, I've actually done this soda review before. So this is not soda review 1000. This is actually soda review number 1. And that is Virgil's handcrafted root beer. I'm in a very echoey room that I need to work on, so apologies if the audio is a bit off for this one. But Virgil's root beer was let's do this real quick. I'm going to wax poetic about this for a second. So if you just want to watch me review this, go to whatever time I have posted here. This is the time the review starts, because I'm going to talk for a bit. Okay. Anyway, Virgil's root beer is what got us to start the website. Back in March of 2008, Mike and I, the co-creator of the site, used to eat pizza and watch anime almost every Friday. And one day before we did that, I stopped at the grocery store and saw an 8-pack of root beer. Nope, a 4-pack of root beer for $8. And that was crazy, so I did not buy it. But after I told Mike, he said, "You need to buy that root beer." And I said, "Okay, let's go try it." So I bought it, and it was some of the best root beer I've ever had. It was Virgil's, at the time, called microbrewed root beer. It was amazing. We had pizza that night. The root beer taste would like cleanse the palate of the pizza. It was almost refreshing. It tasted like, it was so complex, like nothing I'd ever had before. Had bits of anise, like a licorice taste, or wintergreen, all kinds of spices. And the ingredient label listed all the spices that was in the Virgil's root beer. And after I got through finishing it, I was like, I almost didn't try this because it cost so much. Just think of all the stuff people don't try because it costs a little more than they expect it to. And he's like, "Well, we should start a soda site." And I was like, "You're absolutely right." So I got on livejournal.com and I started the Soda Jerks, where then Mike and I, for several years, made soda reviews. At some point, Mike fell away and I've taken over. Of the now 999 soda reviews, I've done about 760 of them. We've had some fan reviews come in, etc., etc. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to revisit soda number 1, the soda that started it all, Virgil's root beer. Now, since the last time I had this, they've changed the label. The label used to look more like God giving children to root beer. This is just a man and his kids, which is still fine. The girl now has a puppy, which is nice. Also notice it's not called a microbrewed root beer. This is now called handcrafted root beer. And on the side, it has a little story. Before handcrafting was a thing, Virgil's had a vision to create a refreshing beverage that tasted like something not of this world. Virgil's expertly blends the finest natural ingredients and spices to create this award-winning root beer. So, Virgil's is made with cane sugar. It's handcrafted, naturally bold taste. No artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives, no gluten, no caffeine. Here are your ingredients: sparkling filtered water, cane sugar, natural flavors, caramel color, and citric acid. So, something I noticed immediately, and again, this was 14 years ago that we started the site, they used to list every spice on this thing. Now it just says natural flavors. I don't know why. Maybe they're giving up too much of the information of what was in it, or maybe they had to simplify the recipe. I haven't had one of these in a couple years, although I do often recommend Virgil's. So I'll know by the taste if it's what I remember it being all those years ago. Because I drank a lot of them back then. It smells creamier than it does, it smells creamy, which makes me think they adjusted something. Using mainstream root beer as an example, there's 2 camps. You have your A&W camp, and you have your Barks camp. Your A&W is your frothy, creamy. Your Barks is more of your kind of a wintergreeny. Not that there's a big wintergreen flavor in Barks, but like kind of a licorice wintergreeny bite. It's not as frothy, not as creamy. If I was going to make a root beer float, I would want to use A&W over Barks. I like Barks just fine. And then somewhere, who cares where, is Mug. I don't know many people that prefer Mug as a root beer outside of a meme, but hey, to each their own. It's fine. if someone hands me a mug root beer, I'm not going to refuse it. But Virgil's used to land in the Barks camp. Not as frothy creamy. Not something I would use for a float, though. I feel like they've definitely touched the formula since I last had this. It's a nice root taste. It's a nice kind of rooty. Does that make sense? It's got a nice, it's a bit of an earthy taste to it. But there's a definite sweetness there that I don't recall being there with the original. Has more of an aftertaste, more of a creamy, frothy aftertaste. Don't search that. Don't search those terms together. 42 grams of sugar. Almost has a cream soda aftertaste. That's kind of how creamy it is. The wintergreen taste I remember is there, but it's not. Is it there? If it's there, it's definitely lessened than what it used to be. This tastes more, this is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it as bad. This tastes more like a mainstream root beer than Virgil's did in 2008. So they definitely made some changes, at least in my mind. Maybe my palate has changed so much that I can't tell. Maybe my palate has changed and this is the same, but there's just too much that's changed with it. The label being different, it's saying natural flavors, not listing out the spices. It's still delicious. It's still a great root beer, but it has lost several of the characteristics that made it unique to me. I don't know that I could pick this out anymore, where at one point I know I could. It's still a good root beer. If you haven't had a Virgil's root beer, I highly recommend it still. I would use this with an ice cream, whereas the original version I would not. Does my arm sitting here make this conversation more casual? Are we just kind of chat? We're just chatting at the bar. Just a couple of people at the bar. I'm on the floor. I got this thing behind me. Let's look in here, just for giggles. Look at that. I got a Dinosaur Dracula fun pack, and it had this Batman. Was that Batman Returns? Yeah, Batman Returns cups if you wanted to get one. They put these up at McDonald's. What are these called? I cannot think what this is called right now. It's got the word light in it. Then I have some fancy Kool-Aid. Anyway, if you're not following Dinosaur Dracula, you probably are. I don't know how much we overlap in terms of audience, but you should probably follow Dinosaur Dracula. He has very little to do with, I shouldn't say very little. He touches on sodas, but it's not his thing. It's he's kind of everywhere, and it's kind of awesome. So you can buy those fun packs. I don't know why I included that. I think just because it was behind me. And you know what? I'm kind of bummed. I was going to do the 1,000th review today. If you're still listening, we probably got 20% of the audience left. I was going to do the 1,000th review today. But all the sodas I ordered were delayed a week. And the Coca-Cola Dream World is next week. Although I'm seeing people are finding it early. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drink my sorrows with this Virgil's handcrafted root beer, and we'll just put up a video today of me doing that. What else is in arm's reach? I got this turtle bottle opener. Look at that. Isn't that fancy? Because it says Cabo San Lucas on the side. And I have a can of Baja Energy. See? Well, I'm right next to the soda fridge, so I got a lot of soda stuff next to me right now. There's some Ramune Peach. Can I pull this out? I cannot pull that out. I can pull it over. Look. Woo! See? I have a lot of sodas I need to review. There's a whole lot. At this point, we're just chatting. We're just a couple chums chatting. Got the ambient noise of the fridge next to me. I do intend on eventually turning this room into some sort of studio. But I gotta do that 1,000th review first. For some reason it's a mental block in my mind that I gotta finish that. Because once I get past that, I will be able to move freely about the cabin in terms of my brain. This is also the cat room. I'm surprised she has not come in here yet. But this is where the cat litter box is, and on the opposite side, food and water. I know some people are like, you shouldn't put the litter box in the same room as the food and the water. You're right. But you work with what you got. This is what people talk about at bars, right? Litter boxes? I feel very natural right now. It's going to be a long video for no reason other than just my entertainment at this moment. Also, once I turn the camera off, I got to go do laundry. Well, it's unfortunate it's empty. That last taste was kind of... That last taste had a little extra something in it. I don't know what that was. You know what else has a little extra something in it? thesodajerk.net. With over 990 reviews, thesodajerk.net is your number one place. It may not be. I don't. Is there a number one place for soda reviews? I mean, is it me? Am I the number one place? Am I the number one place for soda reviews? I probably am. If you want to continue to help me be the number one place for soda reviews, $2. You can donate here. Who knows if that worked? At coffee.com/thesodajerk, or you can Venmo me money at thesodajerk. $2 buys me a soda. That's not bad, is it? $10 buys my love. But it's actually 5 sodas. My love, the exchange rate for my love is 5 sodas. So you don't actually get the love. It's 5 sodas. thesodajerk.net. I haven't tried them all. Yet.